I did not move here to see the same progressive nightmare unfold in my wonderful new home in South Carolina.
Heated debate continues as board members decide what is and is not appropriate for displays in Greenville County libraries. This comes months after several complaints over previous Pride-themed displays.
Tonight, Fox Carolina's Anna Arender is live at the Greenville County Library in downtown. Anna, we were anticipating a big announcement from the board today, but sounds like that didn't happen.
Yeah, that's right. We were supposed to hear from the Greenville County Library Board about what they deem appropriate or not appropriate for these library displays. But it seems that we're actually going to have to wait until next month to find out what those are, because Greenville County Library Board Chairman, Alan Hill, says that due to unforeseen circumstances from personnel on the Operations Committee, they are pushing back the release of these guidelines. Now, remember, back in June, I first brought this story to you when controversy swelled following a Pride Month display at the Travelers Rest Library. It was then that the board voted to remove displays of any kind across the county, giving operation committees the chance to meet until now to revise those display standards. Many attending today's meeting were anxious to hear those results and voicing concerns over changes they want to see.
Everyone is welcome at the library and should have no reservation about being welcome at the library. All people deserve respect regardless of their beliefs, background, or lifestyle.
We will stand against anyone who targets our children with messages of sexual confusion.
The policy we have in effect is clearly not working. You all understand that. Us standing up here regularly, sharing complaints and grievances with you, is not fun for anybody in attendance. Please, please, please trust the policies you have in place, build robust policies, and trust your staff to do their job.
Chairman Hill says that the Operations Committee is going to meet on October 13th to discuss these new guidelines, but it's unclear if this meeting will actually be open to the public. Now, the regularly scheduled board meeting is set for October 23rd. Those are always open to the public, so hopefully we'll be hearing what those guidelines will entail on that date. I'm live at the Greenville County Library. Anna Arender, Fox Carolina News.